Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is Sunday night, and it is time for some THL Hearthstone action. My name is DollaBilz, joined by Saku and the Big Ted. And gentlemen, we have a couple of excellent matchups. We have a legacy matchup later on this evening between Inzi and Icicles. But up first, we have a Hero Series complete Sunday smackdown between Skritch and Disco for everyone's entertainment, for everyone's blood sport card slinging entertainment. Yeah. I had gills added so that I could breathe and talk at the same time.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need the name of that surgeon, so I can do that too.
Did excellent work. Very inconspicuous. Right in the center of the back, which makes backpacks more difficult. But, you know, sacrifices. So, that's right. That's the invest in a camel bag, and there you go. Ready to go. Yeah. So our first matchup between Skritch and Disco is going to be a battle between Team Booz Crews and Team NoProsHere, currently sitting at an 8-14 score with a lot of 2-3s and 3-2s. And this is the final battle between these two teams.
Yeah. Also, very nice to see Skritch coming back to THL.
Welcome
It's
back,
been,
Skritch.
yeah, it's been a few seasons, but I checked this afternoon, and he has 7 seasons in Legacy and 5 in Heroes. So he might be new right now, but he's definitely not new to to THL in general.
Yeah, it's always great to have. I guess we can call it a comeback. I was about to try to make some sort of don't call it a comeback joke, but
then we'll have to do the copyright thing with LL Cool J, and it's just man. Copyright this, copyright that.
You can't use that. It's part of my brand.
Come on. Blah. Don't make me flex on you, LL. I got you.
I believe if there is one person in North America who could flex on LL Cool J, it is Saku. And if there are 2 people, it's Saku again. But like in an alternate dimension, DC universe style multiverse, a second Saku comes in.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah. And so between these two, we're going to have, I think the bands are still being sussed out. They're still figuring out exactly what their bands are going to be. But Skritch has brought Druid, Hunter, Mage, Rogue, whereas Disco has brought Hunter, Shaman, Warlock, and Warrior. Shaman obviously just received a couple of adjustments. Time has lost all meaning to me since we're not allowed to see the sun. But the adjustments to Shaman happened, I want to say, last week. A buff to Lurker Below, a buff to the Shattered Rumbler, and then, of course, sort of sideways buffs in the form of nerfing Warrior a little bit. So what are your guys' experiences been with the Shaman so far? I'll start with you, Ted. Have you been battling with or against any Shamans?
No, I've tried it out a little bit, but I haven't seen anybody else playing it. And looking at the class brings, only 2 people brought it in Hero this week. So it looks like still a lot of people are tending to stay away from it.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about a deck that people don't have reps on, a Shaman. Plus, it's been saying that, what was it? I want to say it was at a truly insaning 43% or something like that across the entirety of Hearthstone.
Yeah, it was not very good.
And then on the other side of that particular spectrum, the Warrior was the deck to beat for a long time. And we've seen it in spite of the nerfs, an adjustment to the Mercenary and the adjustment to the Blood Boil Brute. Lots of blood adjustments, actually, now I'm realizing it's the Bloodsworn Mercenary and the Blood Boil Brute. Brought down a little bit in stats, but the Warrior still seems to be, at least early on after the adjustments, it seems like people's experience with the deck was enough. What's y'all's experience been with Warrior now that people have had a chance to play against the new version a little bit?
Yeah, I think, honestly, it's more that, Warrior doesn't feel that much weaker now. It feels pretty similar power-wise, but it feels like the way the meta has shifted around the other changes has made Warrior a bit worse.
Oh yeah, maybe the adjustments to the Blackjack Stunner, or
yeah, it's that, and then also just Demon Hunter losing a lot of popularity hurts the Warrior as well.
surprising to see Demon Hunter. I mean, the only adjustment to Demon Hunter was Priestess of Fury, that it seemed like was sort of falling out of vogue anyway. If it hadn't, several. Again, I don't know why I keep trying to make time statements. I don't know what time it is, but people had already started cutting Priestess of Fury Fell Screamer anyway and topping out at Skull of Gul'dan, at least in a lot of the competition that I was seeing.
Yeah.
Sigil Runner seems like it was getting switched out for either more copies of Frozen Shadow Weaver, the Watcher, the gentleman with 6 eyes, but they're all blindfolded. I forget his name. 2 mana, 3/2. Pick your draw.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of the name either, but I know what you're talking about.
Probably involves chaos and
Probably.
watching, I want to say. Or fell.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, it looks like we do have the bans in. Disco banning Skritch's Druid and Skritch banning Druid or Disco's Hunter.
Oh, the ban of the Hunter.
Yeah. Seems like Hunter. I was gonna say, it seems like either Hunter or Warrior ban is the most common right now. So kind of surprised to see the Druid ban.
Well, Druid's been doing funky things lately. So
yeah,
it's either you're super lucky and you grab everything that you need and you don't wash out the old what's her name?
The exotic mount seller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Ysera, for instance. But yeah, Druid seems to be stopping.
Yeah, and it seems like that might be a little bit of some of that adjustment you were talking about, the Big Ted, where Druid didn't change, but its place in the game has changed a little bit. Spell Druid is, and I've seen some of the Spell Druids cut either cut Kael'thas to fit in 2 Mount Sellers and a Ysera, or cut a Mount Seller, so it's like 1 Kael'thas, 1 Mount Seller, 1 Ysera. But they're not teching for each other. At least the last couple lists that I saw, it was no Starfalls or anything like that. And
all right, yeah, I think the players are just about ready to go.
Yep, just told the guys to get rolling, and
yeah, Disco will be on the bottom, and Skritch will be on the top.
Yep. And for those that are curious about what Hero Series is for format, it is last hero standing, which means the player that wins keeps using their particular class, and the player that loses cannot use that class anymore. Best of 5.
Best of 5. And last hero standing there's a lot of conquest out there, so getting a chance to see some high level last hero standing is always a treat. Just the ability to, because the way you do stuff is just different.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the first game is definitely at an advantage. So we see a lot of 3/2s if counter picks go as they're supposed to, and then we see a lot of 3-0s if the first game, if like the second pick doesn't work for the person who lost the first game. It's often very difficult to pull out a win.
Yeah, it's that, or a lot of times that if there's just one upset, that can skew the entire match.
Absolutely.
So
and.
Looks like we got Disco with the Shaman and
hello there,
Skritch with the Mage.
Yeah, looks like Disco choosing to bring a Totem Shaman here, which I think was the most popular variant, instead of like some sort of Galakron Shaman or a Control Shaman or something along those lines.
We'll call it CMAC Comp H Shaman.
And it looks
of
like,
course,
yeah.
I was gonna say, of course, Skritch, which is the traditional Highlander mage, I would assume.
Yeah, nothing to
perhaps.
Nothing to make it seem. Man, this is a card that I've just been seeing more and more, to the point to where it's starting to feel core to the Highlander list. On the far side of Skritch's hand, we see the Imprisoned Observer. And one thing that blows up totems on turn 5, as long as they haven't been totemic reflectioned or anything, Imprisoned Observer does a nice area of effect, consecrate, and you get a 4/5.
Yeah, very, very strong. Flame Ward as well, another good early AoE. Interesting he just has to play it here. I would have held it.
Yeah, I wonder, I guess on the assumption that Totem Shaman doesn't have any, I mean, it seems like a reasonable assumption to say there aren't going to be any charge minions in here, and
Yeah.
the Flame Ward, that is interesting, because you would expect Skritch to play out the Imprisoned Observer this turn, and then if he has leftover mana next turn, potentially either throw out a tempo Doomsayer, ping something, maybe just play the Ice Barrier. But or is he going to play the Ice Barrier now? Okay.
Looks like he is just going to choose to play the Ice Barrier here.
Interesting.
Interesting one here.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, look, thinking about it, he does have 2 3-mana plays, and there's always the Highlander Mage, the ability. Okay, he's just gonna play the Observer.
Goes with it after all.
And so now we see glowing golden in the side there of Disco's hand, the Totemic Reflection, which could make this a 2/4 and another 2/4 Mighty Stone Claw Totem. But this Flame Ward going to, since both secrets are not in play, it's interesting if Skritch had played the Ice Barrier, then Disco would know what the secrets are. But since it's only one, he doesn't know.
Looks like he's playing the coin in case of a counter spell.
Probably.
I would assume at least.
Yeah, didn't want this Totemic Reflection to get sucked up by a counter spell or an errant spellbender. And Totemic Reflection is gonna make 2 3. Oh.
Oh, he's going off. Oh man.
If I was going to have a single turn represent the expression all in, Disco just throwing all of his cards on the table there and saying, if you can't deal with this combo 4/7/4/7, you're about to take a lot of damage. And Skritch can heal for 8.
Yeah. He has 2 ways of healing for 8, actually.
That's right. That Doomsayer will basically heal him for 8 also.
Yeah.
And there's also the possibility of some real nonsense coming off this Marsh Spawn. The battle card being, if you cast the spell last turn, discover a spell. All it's going to take is the Storm one, the 1 mana +1/+1.
God.
Storm Surge, something like that.
Yeah. I was at first when you said that, I was thinking the Stormbringer. I don't know if that's still in standard actually, but the 5-mana spell that transforms all your minions into random legendaries.
Oh yeah.
And I thought we were just going Clown Fiesta here.
Right. I mean, if it's still in the game, I'm always down for a good Stormbringer. Skritch trying to decide how he would like to negotiate this turn. Looks like it's going to be a Doomsayer hero power.
Doomsayer ping. This is nice. He has the Rusty Braider to follow up. Looks like he might be able to start stabilizing. Lava Burst. Oh. Gosh.
So with the Flame Ward having been triggered and this being a Highlander list, you don't have to worry about another one.
Yeah.
This is a board. This is Imprisoned Observer woke up from his nap, swinging his pillow, and he hit 3 gigantic totems
with a Murloc hiding in behind.
Yeah.
Sup, man? What's your 2 damage gonna do?
And if you're Skritch, how do you get out of this? Rolling Fireball will deal with 1 of these.
Man, 5-mana kill a totem.
Right.
At least he picked the middle one. That's the good part.
Yeah.
And passing the turn back over to Disco. Disco with 10 damage showing, and we can see an additional at least 5 in his hand, plus a Mana Tide totem if Disco decides.
My.
Yeah. I have to assume this is going to be a Discover a Spell hero power turn, unless the spell is just absolute diesel. What if he finds more of those Totemic Surges and Totemic Mites? Or a Wind Fury.
Or the Storm's Wraith, like you were saying.
Oh, Storm's
Wrath. Or Storm's Wrath. Yeah, not Wraith Wrath.
I mean, it's definitely angry. The Storm is angry.
Yeah, I think I'd go Wind Fury in this one.
I think I would too.
Nope.
Okay. Storm Wrath or Disco going to go for the full board buff effect, and going to go ahead and actually take the value trade on the Imprisoned Observer and then drive only 5 damage to the face. Reno the Relicologist with his Gatling wand has a tough sledding ahead of him.
Will Skritch just slam it here?
Yeah.
This seems like that's one thing. Or he is just dead.
And setting.
Oh,
Okay.
the last hit.
The last spell in that magazine.
Oh, that's a nice totem.
Yeah, healing totem going to be able to undo a bunch of Reno's damage. 9 damage, rattling face, and more draw.
Man. Oh, yet another Storm's Wrath.
Gosh, and still 1 mana off being able to Tortola and Pilgrim into trying to find a way to remain alive. I mean, Rusted Raider will clear a 5/2 and provide a little bit of taunt health.
Yeah, you can even Rusty Raider and then use the Arcane Breath to clear up 5/2.
True, that's true.
And then, you know what? Skritch not in a horrible spot here. He can clear off everything except the heal totem.
And actually, Disco is sitting with a copy of Storm's Wrath in his hand right now. But if the board gets cleared off, like you were just talking about, trying to decide how he wants this, if he wants more health on Reno or more health on Rusted Raider right now.
I think I definitely go with more health on the taunt right now.
I wonder if Skritch is thinking about driving this 4 damage face. Because it seems like you want more. It seems like you want more health on your taunt. Oh, looks like he's going to use Reno to clear the Manatide totem and actually leave the additional health on Reno, or he's going to leave up the 4/3 and clear both totems.
Oh, okay, all right. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess in this deck there is merit to killing the totems, as they have. You have seen a lot of their buffs already been played.
That's true. Both Totemic Mites and a Totemic Surge have come and gone.
Yeah.
Evil Totem is going to hit the board, and now, I mean, Disco doesn't have one of those big payoff cards in the form of the Splitting Axe yet. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there it is.
You just asked for it, and here it is.
I don't understand how my powers work.
You have brushy tuna skills right now.
That's right. He did tell us to predict. Sorry, I keep stepping on you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say, Skritch, listen to me. Play Pilgrim and get a puzzle box, please.
It's got to be time, right? This Malagos is not live.
No.
Does
Skritch
think it's live, or you just want to
put it down? Oh no.
So that means he's going to play Ice Barrier, or he's going to ping.
Oh, he didn't get anything, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't have a dragon.
Doesn't have a dragon. I mean, I was really expecting the Emet to come there.
And actually, since he decided to develop the Ice Barrier, which is tough to argue with +8 health, he's not going to have the hero power necessary to actually finish off this evil totem.
Yeah.
And Splitting Axe hero power is available alongside a Storm's Wrath. Although, actually, Disco is probably just trying to figure out if he has lethal damage in some form or fashion. Another healing totem.
Oh, man.
I wonder if we're going to see the Faceless Lackey come out to just really maximize the possibility of this Storm's Wrath.
I just had Skritch DM me.
Oh,
and
yeah?
He said, cut me some slack on that one first match back.
Okay. Yeah, if all he has to do is not say anything, and we'll just assume that he knows what he's doing. Maybe the tempo 2/8 just needs stuff on the board to contest, and Skritch needs this Tortola and Pilgrim to hit maybe a Blizzard or a Flame Strike or a Puzzle Box. Yes. I don't exactly know how he has this deck teched out. Yes, he needs this Tortola and Pilgrim to hit Astromancer Prime.
Frost Nova would not be. Nope. I mean, it has to be Frost Nova.
Yeah. Deep Freeze would be okay too, but it's too wide of a board right now.
Yeah. You're probably just dead. Oh.
Interesting. Gonna take a Deep Freeze. Hits the hero.
Ouchie mama.
All right.
I guess hero isn't actually horrible. It's protecting you.
That's true. And now this 3 damage can't be used for board control or face damage properties. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, showing an additional 7 in that lava burst as a result of the 2 Wrath of Air totems currently sitting happily upon the board.
Man, if only that Aug Merchant could target face.
That's right, because that's 17, and that is less than 18.
I feel like you just ripped the marsh spawn here.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have enough mana to play both Marsh Spawn and Bloodlust. Okay, I'm
Right
just gonna-
there. There it is.
What? Blood what? Huh?
Bloodlust. Welcome to THL After Hours. It's getting lusty.
It's gonna be 1-0 for Disco.
And that Totem Shaman showed up for that one. And one of the things I find interesting about Last Hero Standing is if there is a deck that can explode like that, Last Hero Standing is a format where sometimes we can see those decks really shine. Where if they have the cards they need in the order they need them, they'll just ask very difficult questions of the opponent's decks. And with the Mage gone, now Skritch has to choose between his Hunter and his Rogue to go against this Totem Shaman.
I feel like you want the Hunter every day here.
Show me Hunter. Nailed it. Gentlemen, we are on fire calling stuff so far this evening. He said, totally not jinxing it, knocking on wood. All right. Well, for anyone who is curious as to what kind of hunter this is, the Dragon Queen Albatrosses and Dino Tamer brand can tell us that this is either some complete mad scientist nonsense or it's Highlander Hunter. Probably the latter.
Highlander Hunter.
And actually, kind of, I mean, Dragon Queen Albatrosses, Dino Tamer brand. Oh, actually, we're going to see a full mulligan. Really looking for his early game tools. And even though, you might consider that Diving Griffin is something of a kind of early game tool, that start we saw from Disco was so fast.
I'd say he got some early game tools.
I'd say so. All right. So with a Surging Tempest on the board, which is the threatening overload creature, the threatening 1-mana creature for Shaman, is that scary enough for you to coin out something like Corrosive Breath, Imprisoned Felmaw, or even the Phase Stalker, potentially?
Looks like, yeah. Yeah, I like using the coin here just to get it online as early as possible.
And we have so many 2s in our hand. We have a pretty clean turn 3 play and no turn 1 play. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to use the coin there. And I think using it to get this alive as soon as possible is good. Oh, that's a pretty good lackey here just to get the board rolling.
Yeah, that Faceless Lackey going to be able to continue the widening of Disco's board. The Skritch probably only has access to a single copy of Unleash the Hounds, unless he's found some reason to cut it. I would assume that there's a single copy of Unleash the Hounds in there somewhere, but that's one copy amongst 29 other not Unleash the Hounds cards, and Corrosive Breath available and live right now.
Yeah, you definitely just have to rip it here. Get rid of that.
Yeah.
Probably the Sludge Slurper, right? Because that always has 2 attack versus the Tempest that only sometimes has 2 attack.
That makes sense. Plus, there's always the possibility of lackeys generating something that generates something that works with Murlocs.
Also true.
So just go ahead and decrease the number of some things that we have to think about. And Corrosive Breath going to be the play. It is, Skritch would love to have the ability to develop something onto the board this turn, but Disco already going out wide enough with threatening minions and buffing those minions already with the human sidekick that we saw. And now this is just going to be a hero power and a pass as a result of that overload from last turn.
All right, this is going to be big where this 5/4 goes.
I believe it will go, doesn't it always go face? I know the text doesn't say that, but...
You know what? You read my mind. I was thinking face as well.
Oh, what? Someone contact Blizzard.
Oh, man, that's not the hit he was looking for, though.
No. Felmaw only gets that one random attack. It doesn't actually have a rush. It just has wake up real mad.
This is always... Whoa, hold on. And he didn't roll a huffer?
Okay, I don't understand this game. I thought we were playing Hearthstone. What's happening?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Oh, no. Yeah, there really is only one reaction to your Faceless Lackey generating Laura Walker Cho right before you play one of the best spells. And that is to throw out the emote and give your Laura Walker Cho one attack. All right, 4 mana turn. This is usually where Hunter would like to be at least at semi-parity on the board to be able to play Face Stalker in conjunction with Hero Power, but this is looking too threatening to do something like that. I assume this is going to have a Freezing Trap and Snake Trap as the trap package. If there is an explosive trap in here, you can really try for the big ups and hope for it.
I believe they also usually have the new trap as well. Can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the Pack Tactics, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's hunters have access to like just enough good secrets that you kind of have to just think about all of them. It's like, well,
Yeah.
it's probably not Pressure Plate, but then again, but it's probably not, but maybe.
Yeah. And unfortunately for Skritch, I'm assuming he's not running Explosive Trap, which would be pretty good right now.
Yeah, a lot of 2 health creatures on the board, and only one of them right now will be helped by a Totemic Might. One of the good things about Laura Walker Cho is he has a lot of health, and Skritch having a handful of Totemic Mites doesn't really help him.
Freezing Trap.
Again, Skritch just respecting the totems with good reason. We see both Totemic Reflection and Splitting Axe available to Disco. It's going to check for both Freezing and Snakes by attacking with the Beaming Sidekick, and so now he just gets to, at a premium, play out a 1 mana 2/1 buff 2 health.
It's really funny because you were just saying he's respecting the totem, and if you would have told me that, someone was respecting a totem 2 months ago, I would have called you an idiot.
That's right. Like with a straight face, I said it sincerely.
Yeah, like I would have thought you were joking.
Yeah. Like, listen, do you even know what totems are? This guy. What was it? Unless it was exactly Manatide totem, check this man into an institution.
Manatide or the lackey one?
Yeah.
Man, he was really scared of that healer dude.
Just a boundless respect Rexar has for
Something tells me this year's not going to be getting too much value out of that ingenuity.
I need to restart my spectator client real quick. I will be right back.
Nice.
I see a giant hovering Laura Walker Cho, and I assume that's not what's happening right now.
No.
Yeah,
So.
well, that's pretty much what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Laura Walker Cho, what the? Is that really him?
Thanks.
He's so big.
Oh,
Big boned.
Yeah.
speaking of big, these are going to be some big Manatide totems.
Man.
Oh, man.
Job done.
2/9 Manatide
He's
totems.
just filling up his what's he got for? Yeah, you don't get 2 left, okay.
Yeah. Hey, good news for Skritch. He has all the totem buffs he will ever need.
Once he gets a totem.
Does have the Varanus here, which is very strong. Well, I'm gonna start clearing up these Manatides.
And if you had told me that someone was going to need a 6 mana legendary minion to deal with Manatide totems. The thing is, I can visualize it, even though I'm not currently looking at the board state. It's like, oh yeah, no, if they hit a couple of totem buffs, you're gonna have to use your Varanus to deal with the board of Manatide totems. No 2 ways about it.
Ain't no dude to boot it.
Here comes the Flame Tongue. Very, very surprising that, like, I kind of never thought this would see play again after it got nerfed.
Yeah.
Just seems so bad.
Get rid of Cho first and I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think he was just sending everything base here.
Varanus.
13 damage you can push here.
Varanus is not face. But
Yo, someone told Disco that he was not, in fact, hitting him in the face there. I feel like he needs to be in one.
I'll DM him in a sec.
Wow, what have I come back into? This is 2 Mana-Tide totems and 2 Flame Tongue totems.
And he didn't go face at all. Well, yeah, he did in the end. The 6-1 went into face.
Yeah.
Skritch trying to make room.
Playing out. So I'm not
his
exactly
totems.
sure. I'm not exactly sure what's gone wrong on my end, but I can't see Skritch's hand, so I'm just seeing a bunch of totemic mites and totemic searches come out of his hand.
That is pretty much it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing more to it.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Draconoid could be good, but too big for right now.
Yeah. And how much is he facing here? Yeah, he's facing lethal here.
Quickly.
Gosh, and just totems, and not even fancy new totems. These are classic and basic totems
Yeah.
on performance enhancing spells.
Yep. That's gonna be game 2.
Gosh, and what a that's Skritch gonna have to scoop it up, and now this shaman is on just a path of destruction.
Welcome back, Skritch. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Skritch has always never said no to jumping on stream. Great player, too. Just, right now, Shaman's dictating how he plays.
It looks like they, have a lot of decisions about what they're going to queue next.
Yep. Should I pick Rogue? Or should I pick Rogue? Or should I play Druid and then just say, to heck with it? Miscued, game over. Job done. It's not how Skritch plays, though.
Yeah. Rogue definitely a strong pick here, but he might want to consider Rogue. Looks like he's gone with Rogue.
This just in, he picked Rogue.
Man, I'm shocked. Can't believe he picked Rogue.
I mean, Rogue has a lot of tools to try to deal with the Shaman matchup, but then again, it's not like Rogue has no chance against Shaman.
Yeah.
And look at this opening hand from Disco. Surging Tempest, Evil Totem, and a Storm's Wrath and a Lava Burst that he could keep, could pitch. I have to assume this Lava Burst is going back. But then again, it is very festive and red. Meanwhile, on the other side, Skritch has an SI7 agent, but no coin, crucially.
Looks like he tossed it back. I think Skritch went for a full mulligan here. Yeah, he did. Oh, I bet he wishes he had that SI7 still with the backstab pickup.
Oh, yeah. With that opening hand of a couple of Evil Miscreants and an SI7 agent looks a lot better when you have an activator.
Yeah. Oh, man, but I turned 3 backstab SI7 to kill some totems off. That sounds fantastic. See, I'm being serious when I say that. It sounds so idiotic.
No, you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. Because otherwise his totem's just going to get out of control and he's going to get run over, like happened to him in the last 2 games. Just an 18-wheeler made out of totems.
With their flaming tongues. I get you.
And a guitar guy strapped to the front with bungee cords.
Or banjos, that'd be awesome.
Oh, double seal fade is huge.
Yeah, Seal Fate going to allow Skritch to not only clear off this, again, not ironically, very threatening totem, but also when the Surging Tempest comes down, that 3 health is going to be able to be dealt with as well. Or this Mana-Tide totem. Because you can't, as Disco, you can't play around this extra Seal Fate.
No. Few options here. Looks like you might go with Kobold, Evil Miscreant, and use the dagger to clean it up.
Oh yeah, does so actually able to activate his Evil Miscreant, get a 1/4 on board. Yeah, this is I just love playing Seal Fate whenever it's green, but this is much better.
Yeah, then Skritch has the follow up with Faceless Corruptor, and if he still has Lucky on board, he can just hog right after that. This is a very good hand to deal with this matchup.
And Disco kind of stuck now, basically going to try to guarantee some draws, some additional draws off of this Manatide totem, but I mean the Divine Shield is the same. It's really just develops a 2-1 until the Totemic Might, unless the Totemic Might gets invested as well.
Looks like it will not.
Yes.
I would imagine we just see the Faceless Corruptor here.
True.
I think the big question is, do you value the stats of the 1/4 more, or do you value the Kobold Lackey more for having the Togwaggle that next turn?
And I think you bump first the bubble and then do the
Okay, so Skritch looks like he's going to go for potentially 2 value trades with his minions, and or valuing the Kobold Lackey, like you were saying, to allow for an immediate Togwagulus on 6.
This is a very, very strong board spot for Skritch. And the thing about this Totem Shaman is, yes, it can explode when it gets the board, but if it falls behind on board, it really has no way to come back.
which is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
And a big shout out to Skritch for playing around Betrayal. The possibility of Disco potentially finding a Betrayal or a rolling Fireball somehow, keeping his healthy minions apart from each other.
Very, very 1000 IQ here.
That's right, just playing around every possible scenario. And Disco stuck. I mean, his Disco has to start thinking about really gross stuff like sending Burn to control the board.
And I mean, Skritch just has to make sure that he cleans his board up a bit, because in 2 turns, this is very vulnerable to Crushing Walls.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So 2 evil totems with a 2/6 stat line are going to come out, and
Oh no. Oh no.
oh my. Well, everything I was going to say just became academic with that Faceless Corruptor draw. Like, 6 life is a really awkward health total for Skritch to try to deal with all of his 4 attack minions. Faceless Corruptor will allow him to actually do an attack with a 4/4 and then recycle it into 2 more 4/4s.
Yeah. Either that, or he can. It's like he's not going to choose to go with that line, though.
Oh yeah, going to just use the 4/4s as they are in conjunction with a Kobold Lackey. And I guess his dagger and the remaining Kobold Lackey left over. You know it's not going well for Shaman when the very first damage that Rogue takes is because Maiev is using her daggers to clear off one of your evil totems. That's the first damage Shaman has been able to do, something Rogue did. And a handful of cards. From nothing. Lightning Breath is not active and has a very low chance of becoming active without a Draconic Lackey. Serpentine Portal, of course, can allow you to maybe grab a Terror Fiend Escapee or something like that. Would probably be the strongest stat line you could get.
Yeah.
Overcharged and ready to fight! Overcharged and ready to fight!
You see Disco once again just going as wide as possible. Gonna try use his again, that's some more burn that's come and gone. That Serpentine Portal can go face. Often would prefer it to win the game by going face, but Skritch's board too threatening. You can't just leave up all that 4 attack stuff.
Decision time for Skritch here. Looks like he's just gonna. Yep, he just slams the Togwaggle.
And gosh, the sort of the default choice out of these treasures is the Wondrous Wand, but it looks like Skritch might be thinking about grabbing a crown now. Wondrous Wand's too good.
Yeah.
The possibility of hitting some real diesel off the Wondrous Wand. You know, hit your Galakron, hit your Kronks, hit your Flick Sky Shift. Just so many powerful tools that you can discount.
Or just hit all 3.
Yeah, if you're really good, you hit all 3. We'll see how much practice Skritch has playing Rogue by how this Wondrous Wand does.
Yeah, see, everybody knows that Wand is the most skill testing card in Hearthstone.
That's right. Disco, not a ton of options. Can't even take a value trade with this Volpara Scoundrel before evolving it if he's thinking about something like that. if he wants to attack with this Volpera Scoundrel, he has to either take a trade against the 4/2 or play out the Flame Tongue Totem, take an attack against the Shield of Galakron, and then evolve his Flame Tongue Totem. Ugh.
That doesn't seem ideal.
No. That is
I need DollaBilz to repeat that, actually.
I was just trying to figure out. I mean, it's a line of play that has a 0% chance of happening. Or just the sound effect. I can do the sound effect on command. Just like a old, feeling kind of sickly Murloc.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Murloc seems like it needs to see a doctor immediately.
Zombie Murloc.
Oh, all right.
Oh, there's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. I'd say that was a pretty decent outcome.
Yeah, getting a Devoted Maniac as well as a Kronks, especially a Kronks for 0.
Yeah.
And actually drawing a Shadow Step, obviously there's no mana discount, but that means you can 0 mana Kronks, 0 mana Shadow Step, play out your Galakron, and have a discounted Kronks. So, not the best from a mana standpoint, but those are some cards that work well together.
Yeah. I mean, of course, he could have just hit the Galakron instead of the Shadow Step, but
Right. he's recently back.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna see the trade here. They're choosing to trade the Togboggle for second to the 3/2 doesn't stay alive. And we'll see the Emet follow up as he realizes that.
Crown? No. Crown or Wonders?
I feel like he just ripped the wand again. He goes Crown though.
Interesting. Just gonna go ahead and play 0 mana 6/6, draw one of the strongest cards in your deck, and this is a fully invoked Galakron, which we don't always see from Rogue, but this one's locked and loaded. It's a dragon-shaped, dragon-sized wand.
I really hope he plays the Crown next turn. Oh, I don't think that's what he was looking for out of the evolve.
11, 12 damage showing. Disco's still going to respect the Titanic Lackey.
Come on, find a wand, just, I don't know. Or a Crown.
Yeah, it's time for the Crown. Let's do the Crown. Yes.
Ugh.
Right-wing Beast or Anka the Buried.
Ugh.
Put it back.
Yeah.
They can do the Beast, because that's not going away anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it was the Beast there.
Just taking a couple of 5/5s. I mean, 3 mana. It's what a world where 3 mana 10/10 stats is just like, that could have been way better. That's not the kind of power level you're looking for off your Crown.
Man, what a joke.
Once again, Skritch going to have ironclad control of the board. The only damage Skritch has taken is the damage that...
Oh, take the Deathwing. Come on.
Oh, taking the Nosgore move. He does love fun.
Nah. I mean, I wish he had a dagger up, because then he could have set Disco to 1, slammed the Deathwing, and killed him with a dagger.
Oh. That would have been the 360 spin move. All right, Disco needs a taunt totem. I mean, he needs, gonna go ahead and lava burst his own face. Perfect. And it looks like Disco found lethal. Okay, signs of life. Skritch not going down without a fight. This rogue, if there's a deck that can find 3 wins in a row against powerful strategies, Rogue is a list that you might reach for, especially if you have a lot of reps on it, a lot of familiarity with how it plays. And against a Warlock and a Warrior, if Rogue can draw well, if Rogue can find the tools that it needs, we saw how powerful Rogue is when they have the tools they need in the early game. And it seems like both Warlock and Warrior can go in a similar way. Unless this is some kind of crazy Malagos quest Warlock.
Oh god, I hope so.
Nope, it's Zoo.
Damn.
But I had a moment there. Oh, it's a Galakron. Wait a minute. It's still Zoo, though, right? Serpent Egg must mean Zoo. Shield of Galakron is interesting. I feel like a lot of the zoos I've seen really depend more on Scrap Imp. Though Scrap Imp was one of the cards that was adjusted recently, so maybe that 1 health has made it such that Disco either has chosen to cut the Scrap Imps or in favor of Galakron, or isn't depending on Scrap Imps and Hand of Gul'dan draws to win grindier games.
Hail, friend.
Hiya, friend.
What an interesting amalgamation of cards. Because Disco looks like he's playing, he's playing the Veld Worshipper, Shield of Galakron, Plague of Flames. That all kind of seems like Galakron from several weeks ago. Like just Galakron Warlock. But a Serpent Egg inclusion.
Yep, just coin miscreant. I don't think there's too many times where that's not a good play.
Right. Even playing Sacrificial Pact. Yes, this is just a straight up Galakron Warlock.
Yeah.
Gonna go ahead and start invoking and get the Veiled Worshipper online. So this Disco's list probably tops out at Dragon Queen Alexstrasza and Zephyr's the Great for like late game bombs, maybe a copy of regular Alexstrasza as well. I'm trying to understand what spot this Serpent Egg is taking up. I mean, what's been cut to fit in? Because I would assume maybe the Sacrificial Pacts come out in favor of Serpent Eggs, but that does not seem to be the case. You mentioned the power of being able to coin out an Evil Miscreant on 2. We're just going to see value trades, complete board control still from Skritch. Disco on turn 4 has a non-active Veiled Worshipper or a Serpent Egg draw or whatever he rips off the top of his deck right now to try to deal with. An Evil Miscreant's one of those that you don't want to leave around because you really don't want to see it get value trades and then evolve.
Fortunately, Skritch doesn't have the evolve, but
yeah, that is true.
Also, Skritch taking a very long time to make a very important decision here. Does he want to hit the end turn button or not?
Yeah, really decides to go ahead and let the rope burn all the way out.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay, Dark Sky's ready to go, so Disco's just going to drop a Serpent Egg and carry on. Opting in the rope versus end turn button metagame, choosing button to each their own.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm personally a rope aficionado myself.
Ah, okay, good to know. Deeper into the Big Ted's playstyle.
His rope ain't no joke.
Skritch sitting on a Praise Galakron the draw, allowing for even more invokes. I think he's sitting on just a single played invoke, but with Shield of Galakron and Praise Galakron ready to go, he's very close to fully invoked. Daring Escape. Contract is going to be the choice. So this is the Assassin's Contract, which destroys a minion and summons a 1/1 Patient Assassin, which is the stealthy guy, the stealthy, very short assassin.
I definitely want to say that's probably the weakest option out of them all.
Yeah.
Right now?
For one glorious second, Saku, I thought you were about to go for an Egwin Van Cleef joke, and I was right there with you.
Skritch hit the button. What's he doing?
Okay, maybe not convinced of the power of the rope this time.
I mean, to be fair, the rope definitely is the most powerful on turn 1 when you don't have a play.
That's right. When you have no actions to take, sometimes the correct move is take no action. I think it was World Champion 2014 Firebat who said one of the hardest plays to make in Hearthstone can be make no plays. Disco has available to him a Shield of Galakron this turn. Doesn't seem to be overly concerned about a bunch of... Obviously, these are all relatively low attack minions, but you mentioned how important these lackeys are, especially going into the middle stages of the game. But since the coins come out already, Disco doesn't have to worry about coin togwaggle this game.
Yeah. Lackeys are good for the togwaggle. They're good for the corruptor. They're good to just combo things out with. Rogue really abuses them.
Yeah, and there's also, since you can't clear all of them, might as well just go for your strongest onto the board play. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Disco would have to hurt his own Sea Serpent with a Dark Skies or do some kind of Plague of Flames, Dragonblight cultist thing. So might as well just go ahead and play out the highest stats that he can for this turn.
A lot of different lines Skritch can take here. Looks like you might be going for the value trade evolve one. I kind of prefer playing the Faceless here.
Swiftly.
Oh, it looks like Skritch trying to decide exactly. Okay, gonna take a value trade, then evolve.
Yeah.
Boy, is Skritch doing a great job keeping Disco off this board while continuing to move his board position forward. And Dark Pharaoh to Khan.
Whoa.
That's a goodie.
Interesting.
Alright, I'm wondering what he's cut now.
Yeah. This is going to be a pretty clean Dark Skies followed up by a Dragonblight cultist. Disco hasn't cut Dragon Queen, Albatrosses, and Zephyrus the Great, has he?
I don't know.
Because I'm seeing a bunch of slots that I'm not exactly sure how to account for. Serpent Egg now, Dark Pharaoh to Khan. But the Sacrificial Pacts are still in for that healing, so...
Yeah. We've
Yeah.
seen that. I'm trying to think of what all we haven't seen. Looks like we've seen all the invokes that are usually in there.
Yeah,
We
I
haven't
think-
seen the 5-mana dragon that deals 3, but I can't imagine you would cut that.
Oh, that's right. The Netherwing. Crazed
Yeah.
Netherwing. I guess, because if you cut those, then you would be cutting the Nether Breaths as well.
Yeah. Maybe he just took out the entire dragon package, but it seems like one of the strong points of this deck.
Yeah. Because if you don't have access to the Crazed Nether Wings and
Swiftly.
Nether Breath, then you'd have to hard run a Hellfire,
Yeah.
pay one less mana to get one less 5/5 on the board.
Also interesting, we are, 40% through his deck, and we haven't seen any lackeys yet for this Tikkun.
Yeah. So I would assume Evil Geniuses, because it's sort of the standard
Yeah.
one. But I mean, we saw in the Mulligan a Sinister Deal, so maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, this could have Sinister Deals, Evil Geniuses, and the Twisted Knowledge card. Maybe.
I'm just wondering, has he just gotten unlucky, or does he just hardly run any lackeys? And then at that point, if you hardly run any lackeys, then surely the Tikkun is not worth it.
Well, there's an answer to one of the lines of questioning.
Yeah.
There's definitely Nether Wings in here.
Alright, so now I'm curious what he cut then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right that he cut the Dragon Queen and Zeph.
Gosh, just those cards seem so good. But this is going to be the 4th invoke. The other thing I was thinking that maybe on the chopping block is invokes. One of the things we haven't seen is a Devoted Maniac just yet.
Yeah.
So maybe some invoke stuff is coming, has hit the floor there. Wax of Dread on board. We see a Flick Sky Chiv ready and waiting in the wings, as well as several, as well as a Shield of Galakron. And this Assassin's Contract can help Skritch try to regain board control. I wonder, is there ever, I mean, because obviously Wax of Dread's Candle is amazing, but do you ever consider taking a value attack and then evolving the Wax of Dread this turn?
I think that could definitely be a consideration. I think I might prefer playing the shield and evolving it. I don't know.
Once again, Rogue just demonstrating how many options you get to think about every single turn. That's why it's always good to be that's probably why we saw Skritch let the rope burn out, because you got to desensitize yourself to the rope. One of the reasons I'm quite bad at Rogue is whenever the rope starts burning, I physically jump. And my hand comes off the mouse.
To evolve or not to evolve?
So the answer is, oh my gosh, that's an imprisoned Antian.
That's,
Amazing.
I mean, not too good right now, but it's going to be amazing in 2 turns.
Yeah, and crucially, it ducks underneath all of these plagues of flames as he's sitting in Disco's hand.
Oh, we do see the coil as well, which is another card that I would have considered cutting.
Yeah.
There's
What?
your Evil Genius.
Oh, there it is. Evil Genius. Is Disco playing with 35 cards somehow? Somehow it seems like he's fit in all of the cards. That's the second. No, that's the first Sacrificial Pact. I've lost track
Yeah.
now.
No, yeah, that was only the first sack pack. Maybe that's a run-up or one-up?
Yeah, could be. Draconic Lackey, the draw off of the invocation of the Shield of Galakron. Dragon Queen Albatrosses, or Evasive Draconid or Twilight Drake.
I think it's probably Draconoid.
Yeah, the Evasive Dragon is just so tough to deal, can be so tough to deal with, unless
Yeah.
it's exactly Plague of Flames. Potentially thinking about the Dragon Queen
Oh.
Albatrosses. Oh, okay. I mean,
like it.
I don't know if it's the best, but it's my favorite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's definitely some merit to it. There's a very good chance that this game goes long. And if this game goes long, then Alex will be active eventually.
True, in conjunction with a Shadow Step. And actually, Skritch already down to 18 cards left in deck, so it might not be that many draws until Dragon Queen Albatrosses is ready to go.
Yeah.
Speaking of draws, Disco has 2 Veiled Worshippers locked and loaded, but currently has too many cards in his hand. And you want to talk about some deck velocity. Disco's down to only 13 cards left in deck with draw 6 in his hand.
Oh god, those lackeys are going to be so hard to deal with. Again, I'm not being sarcastic, but I say that.
How does this keep happening? And it's always Disco. I feel like Disco is the common theme here. Are we going to see a Flick Sky Shiv come down unironically on a Kobold or a Witchy Lackey? Oh, take Master Overspark. Gosh, for some reason I thought he was in the Hall of Fame or something. I haven't seen him in so long.
No, he's just bad.
Doom has come.
Oh, it killed one.
All right, 1 Lackey.
Yeah, and the funny part was it was the kobold, so you might have considered flicking it, but probably not anymore when the flick deals 1 damage.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, you can flick. Actually, yeah, you also have to make sure you do a quick check of your cards to make sure you don't accidentally flick away one of your Goblin Lackeys.
Yeah. Oh, that seems pretty good here.
Going to allow the possibility of this ante and really just putting up a wall for all these creatures to get through. These trades are a little awkward. I assume we're going to see the Patient Assassin
I wonder.
poison one of these lackeys and then Devoted Maniac take the attack onto the Kobold, the very injured Kobold lackey, but you know that Disco's not out of lackeys. Not if you're playing Dark Pharaoh to Con. Skritch just going to go wide and say, well, there's going to be more 4/4s coming. Disco might be loath to play his Plague of Flames if it's powered by lackeys. Even regular Albatrosses. Okay.
Yes, I will destroy them.
I am really interested to see the bottom 12 cards in this list. Crazed Netherwing is online. Devoted Maniac, who of course will summon more imps and would allow for a pretty clean Plague of Flames potentiality if Disco so chooses. But this is probably not the last board that Skritch will be presenting, so opting for the Netherwing instead. The Netherwing just is really nice, cleans up everything but a 3/1 Candle Taker and passes the turn. And this Dragon Queen Albatrosses is still not live, and you were mentioning, Ted, that Evasive Draconid might have been the play.
Yeah.
And, here we're starting to see, I mean, this is getting a little awkward with a Flick, a Dragon Queen that's not active, an Edwin Van Cleef without a bunch of cheap stuff. I guess you could flick the Veiled Worshipper if you don't want Disco to draw, but at this point, are you thinking about fatigue?
Yeah, I think you are. You're also looking at his hand size, seeing he has 8 cards on hand, and that he only has 9 left in deck, and there's a good chance he just won't play the second one. I think flicking the Netherwing's better.
Yeah, definitely. Just go ahead and take that out, and so we should see. I'm interested to see if the other Netherwing. Yeah, he was playing 2 copies of Netherwing. Okay.
Whoa, hold on.
Oh,
all right. Yeah, he's gonna shot at the end one. Okay.
We are going for an 8/8 Van Cleef this turn. Okay.
I think there might have been some merit to only taking a 6/6 Van Cleef, but shadow stepping the flick instead.
Yeah, just to get ready for any potential
Yeah.
If you need, even if you just deal with a Kronks or something, right, or an Albatrosses, like 6 mana, 4/4, destroy something that's tough to destroy,
Yeah,
and
I
getting that for 4.
I think that's very worth it instead of, you're not getting quite as many stats, but I think you can deal with that. I think sorry. Good.
This looks like a Plague of Flames play. I was thinking about if there was a way we could get away with just playing Galakron, but an 8/8 Van Cleef, especially when Skritch only has 1 card left in hand, and it's a discovered card. So it's a dragon that Skritch has not been interested in playing to this point. And we know it's a dragon as Disco. So
Yeah.
Disco's just going to go ahead and throw down a 1 mana 4/4 deal 2.
Oh, what a draw! Oh man.
Wow. What's a Deathwing? And an Aeon Reaver! What's happening?
Oh my god.
Disco's playing 2 copies of Serpent Egg, which is still interesting
Yeah.
from an academic standpoint, but Disco may also be in some real trouble unless we get some heavy hitters off of this battle cry. 2, 3 dormant demons.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! And the last
And
one is
yes,
the
it's gonna be
Scavenging
Plague.
Shrivara. Oh gosh. I guess interesting to note that I'm pretty sure these dormant minions also survive the Deathwing battle cry.
Yeah.
But you got Kronks. You got Kronks coming down. Next turn. I think he's safe.
Disco may have stabilized.
Ooh, Goblin Lucky, not what you were looking for there. Pharaoh Cat. A Shotbot, not what you were looking for. I think you really needed a Cartooth there.
Yeah, that's right. A Kartuk Defender would have helped a whole lot. I guess Skritch can use the Goblin Lackey Shotbot combo to just go ahead and clear off the Sea Serpent and try to start
Yeah.
developing a board. But once this Antaean wakes up, I assume that Skritch is at that point going to pull the E-Break that is Deathwing. Or considering
Oh,
playing it right
hold
now.
on. Come on. Alright, if he's playing the Deathwing, you should play the Shotbot first. Because then you get the 2-1 back.
That's right. Might as well.
Yeah, instead of just discarding it.
And you might... Oh, okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Missing out on having a 2/1.
As we can see, that's not going to matter.
No, there
He's
is
just dead.
2
in a lot of
Netherbreaths
ways.
and yeah, that's right. 2 Netherbreaths and a Kronks will provide plenty O damage.
Best case scenario for Disco there with the
Gosh,
dormant minions.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dormants are actually very useful there, because not only did they live to the, what's it called, the Plague of Flames, but they also live to the Death one.
Yeah, and with only 4 cards left in deck, his chances of drawing into some kind of burn. Granted, it seems like the only burn is 2 copies of Nether Breath, but he had a guarantee to not only draw both Nether Breaths, but then have the mana to play them. If he played his Veiled Worshipper for 4, hero powered to bring it for a total of 6, he'd still have the 4 mana left over necessary to play both Nether Breaths. Since he apparently was just playing every Galakron Warlock card, just playing all of them. And if I'm not mistaken, that is going to do it. Disco wins 3-1 over Skritch, bringing victory to NoProsHere and solidifying with a 3-1 victory, a 4 out of 5 victory for NoProsHere this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a 21-point week for them with the win bonus. So that's another huge week. They've been, setting the pace so far, as they have the past 2 seasons that they've pretty much since they've existed in THL. And yeah, another big win.
Gosh.
Bring Disco. He did say yes. Answer then.
I do like his portrait, the owl.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, there he is.
All right. Oh, all right. He'll be on in 1 minute.
Gosh, can we talk about that Warlock? I guess if we're gonna have the chance to talk to Disco, about
Yeah.
that warlock, but I am fast. I really like the cut of that warlock's jib, and there's every fiber of my being wants to go ahead and just steal that before I forget what cards were in it. And I'm still not sure exactly what got cut. It seems like Devoted Maniacs. Did we see those by the end of the game?
I don't know.
I got dazzled by all the spectacular Dragon Queen Albatrosses stuff that I forgot to pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, like you were saying at first, we didn't see Zeph or Alex from him. So very
That's right.
likely they were cut.
That's right. Unless they were both buried bottom 4, which is not impossible.
And in fact, that seems like that happens about 50% of the time or so, so you know.
That's right. Like Imprisoned Felmaw going face and Animal Companion rolling Huffer. It's not official. Void Soulfire discarding Soulfire. Some things just work the way they're supposed to.
Hey.
Hello.
First off, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Yeah, that was a super fun series to watch. Congratulations on your 3-1 victory for No Pros Here. We were actually just talking a little bit about the match score. That's a 4 out of 5 for No Pros Here this week.
Yeah, my team was preparing really, really hard for this one, especially after losing last week. So, I think everyone was really wanting to win this week, and they definitely came through.
And speaking of preparation, an object of intense discussion just before you got here was that warlock list. Tell us about your, I'm not even sure what to call it, Lackey Galacron flavorful warlock?
All right, so I knew Skritch was coming back to Hearthstone after not playing for a year. So I assumed that they would bring aggro decks, like Demon Hunter, Warrior, etc. So I brought Warlock, expecting to bring Zoo in and then, be able to beat out the Warrior, beat out the Demon Hunter, because I just feel comfortable in that matchup. And then they bring Mage, Hunter, Rogue, Druid. So I had no idea what to do. So I went to HS Replay and I said, okay, HS Replay, for the week of after the nerfs, what was the best Warlock deck against Hunters, Mages, and Rogues? And that was the one that popped up, and I said, who am I to argue with other people who play on the internet? So I just net decked that one, looked at the Mulligan guide, and I played that. I think that was my 3rd game with the deck. Yeah, I had a different plan coming into this. I changed it today.
Wow. So really just so Skritch caught you by surprise with the class brings.
100%. I was not prepared for it.
Can I just ask you to say that in the voice, please?
Oh, no. My voice does not go down that low.
Okay,
It does
fair.
not sound that intimidating.
Stern but fair. But we also got to see quite a bit of strength from your Totem Shaman as well. Was the Totem Shaman a similar, reaction to what you thought he was going to bring, or is that a deck that you enjoy, or?
Same exact thing. I was expecting an aggro lineup, so I brought Shaman in hopes of playing a Control Shaman, which I'm comfortable on. And then I saw that, and I saw how bad that Control Shaman does against all of their classes, so I went to Aegis Replay and I said, okay, what's the best deck against all 3 of those classes? Totem Shaman was the one that came out, and you saw my 2nd and 3rd games using the deck on stream.
I think it ended up pretty good for you.
I'm very happy with it. I think any other day, I would have just gotten steamrolled by Skritch, but the draws went well for me and not so much in my opponent's favor, so we'll take the wins.
A W is a W.
And then tell us a little bit about, so in that Highlander Mage, so the very first match, Highlander Mage versus your Totem Shaman, we saw a big commitment onto the board early. Was that how? I guess the question I'm getting at is how much time did you have to play test that Shaman? Was it similar to the Warlock, or did you have a couple more games under your belt?
That was my 2nd game.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I've been playing Control Shaman all expansion, and when I looked at the win rates against those 3 classes, I said, nope, not bringing it. So, as for the mage game, that was. I mean, I know the mage, the list pretty well. So I just said, okay, what's the likely ways that they can clear this early of a board? And I said X, Y, Z, and none of them would clear. So I said, okay, I'm gonna full go on the board and hope they don't have anything that surprises me.
Oh, I just understood. So when you said that we saw your second game with it ever,
Yeah.
that was your second game with it ever. Your
Yes.
second game ever with the deck. I was like, oh yeah, no, we saw you play 3 games with it. We actually saw you more than double your shaman games. that just landed. Sorry.
Mm,
Wow, that was an incredible showing then. So this was game 2 and 3
and 4.
and 4 with that shaman.
I'm trying not to remember that fourth game. That fourth game was just bad.
That was totemless. Totemless. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us, Cisco. Congrats to your
Yep.
team.
Thank you very much. Thanks for streaming the game.
Well,
I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
jumping on.
All right. Well, that's amazing. It didn't even occur to me that when he said the second game, that obviously I'm still. So two decks that he had only played, under 5 times, and still able to pilot them successfully. So
Crazy. But
yeah, this is actually the opposite
There's
of
I'd say
yeah.
if there's some familiarity, then it's good.
Yeah.
So let's.
And,
I was gonna say.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Are we? Oh, is it time for Inzi
Yeah.
versus Icicles?
It
Yes,
is.
let's
Yeah,
do
we're
it.
gonna have to transition into that one real fast.
So this is a legacy match. We're back to conquest format. Everyone brings 4 decks, 1 gets banned, and then you must win with the remaining 3. Win once with each of the remaining 3.
Yeah.
And so we have Inzi on the Mage, Priest, and Warlock after his Hunter is banned, and Icicles, Demon Hunter, Druid, and Warrior. A mutual agreement that we're not going to have any Hunters today.
No hunter for you.
And Hunter has just historically been, especially before Demon Hunter came out, right? Hunter was always the one where you either have to ban it or you have to have a plan to play against it. That has since transitioned to Demon Hunter a little while ago, maybe more Warrior recently. And maybe what do you guys think? Since the adjustments, maybe it's back to Hunter, or
I think so.
Come, embrace the
there's just so many different ways you can Hunter effectively as well, between Face
Yeah.
Hunter, Highlander Hunter, Dragon Hunter. There's just so many different viable ways, especially in a closed deck list format like this.
Definitely. And I mean, there are so many ways, but Highlander Hunter 2 just steamrolls everything right now. HS Replay has it at a 59% win rate.
Holy moly!
Wow.
Yeah.
So looks
All
like
right, so it looks like Warrior v Warlock is going to be the beginning. It's going to be Icicles Warrior up against Inzi's Warlock. Oh, this is a Malagos Quest Warlock.
Oh my god.
How do
I'm
you
going to be
know?
totally honest with you
How do you
guys.
even know it's a quest and a Mally? I don't understand. I don't see what you're seeing.
It's oh, sorry, I got distracted for a second. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I look at the Malagos quest lists, and I don't quite get it. Like, I look at all the cards; they're obviously all powerful cards, and obviously folks are able to find wins with the deck, plot twisting to finish the quest super quickly, potentially drawing Malagos for 0. But I feel like a lot of times when I see this deck win, Malagos kind of has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's kind of similar to the old Malagos Druid in that regard. That it has just like a ton of ways to win. And yes, Malagos is a win condition in it, but it has, that's not the only win condition. And it's like, it's very skill intensive because not only do you have to pull off your combo or pull off your win condition, but you have to figure out which win condition you need to use.
Gonna see a life tap on turn 3. Gonna go ahead and continue to draw through, try to get that quest complete, and I assume we're gonna see this Malagos twisted back into the deck. Plot twist, it seems like we want to really significantly advance the quest, and then potentially also get additional healing off this Broodmother, but this is a bomb warrior. This is a bomb version of the Tempo warrior.
Alright, this is a new one from Hearthstone. I can see every card in Inzi's hand except the 4th one.
Gosh,
Which is
so,
a Fellwing.
Fellwing. Wait, is it a Fellwing? Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
No, Fellwing.
yeah. Yeah, every other card was showing, but that one was just showing the card back.
just playing with one card upside down in his hand.
I really wish I would have screenshotted that in time. 'Cause that's never seen that before.
Blizzard, what are you doing? Fix the friends list, please.
And Icicles able to shuffle now 2 bombs, but we saw the second Wrench Caliber come into hand with the Corsair cash buff, so now this represents 6 bombs just between these 2 Wrench Calibers. And you want to talk about a deck that's going to draw some cards?
Yeah.
Plot Twist Warlock comes to mind.
Can we talk about how he's on 16 procs of his quest on turn 5 already?
It is amazing.
That's insane.
And has already gotten several rounds of healing off his Aranasi Broodmothers. And these are the kind of turns where, you know, Inzi's sitting on 9 cards in hand, so if he's going to play a card, he then has to make sure that he does. Oh, that's a bomb. He's gonna have to play Mortal Coil and be sure not to draw with it, so that Inzi still gets his natural draw next turn.
Old Blastmaster.
Yeah, with 2 bombs in the deck and another one going in, or actually, sorry, 1 bomb's been drawn. So 1 bomb for sure is going in with this Wrench Caliber, and then potentially just an additional Wrench Caliber can swing a couple more turns.
I mean, I would assume you probably just swing in and develop the Wrench Caliber, because Blastmaster could just end this game in 2 turns.
Can I? Okay, actually,
even better.
I was about to ask about the Horde Pillager. I mean, the Wrench Caliber is not as powerful, it has less attack and less durability, but you do get a 4/2 on the board.
Yeah. And bottom line at this point is you're just looking to get 2 more swings out of this, because that will take you to the Blastmaster Boom turn. And at that point, you're just looking to close out the game.
9 mana stumble, or a 9 attack, 9 health. Oh, and also 9 mana Stumbling Block going to hit the board. And now, if there's one thing that Icicles has not been doing, it's building up a bunch of armor. So the Shield Slam right now will only deal 2.
He could trade both in, play the Blade Storm, and then Hero Power Shield Slam.
Yeah, that would
Do you
do it.
just face tank it?
No, you don't have to. If you trade 2 in, that takes it down to 4 health. The
okay.
Blade Storm would deal 2, and then Hero Power Shield Slam finishes it off.
He does have the option, if he's feeling particularly brave, of armoring up, shield slamming, and face tanking, to your point, Saku, if he wants to. Either way, though, he needs to armor up and shield slam, and then decide. Looks like it is going to be the Blade Storm.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and not take 9.
Yeah. I don't know if it's so much about not taking 9 as it is you're just trying to finish this game fast.
That's true. Get this 3 damage downtown, shuffle in additional bombs.
And then plus you deal another 3 next turn and you slam the Blastmaster Boom.
Yeah, just... Go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm guessing there's not going to be an answer to this.
Because I was thinking of a Blastmaster and then the sword play after that.
Yeah. And then even if the Boom doesn't end the game, you follow up with Grom Inner Rage.
Oh, that's right. We see both Grom and Inner Rage are available on turn 8.
Yeah, I don't think Inzi's gonna have too much luck here. Unfortunately for him.
Another breath to heal.
Oh,
Find Malagos. Wait a minute. No way.
Oh my god.
9 and 9 is 18. Oh my gosh! It discarded the Rain of Fire. It didn't discard the Soul Fire. How Inzi just won this game? Well, you know who feels like a real idiot is the guy who just said that I don't see Malagos win games. Gosh, I don't know who said that, but that person is wrong.
Just happened.
Yeah, and how about that guy saying, "Man, Icicles has us locked up. There's no way Inzi can win this."
There's like 6 bombs in his deck, so much face damage.
Oh my
Inzi down to only 10
God.
health. Wow.
Well,
Anything
that
he does to try to control the board just means bombs blow up in his face. You can't nether wing or anything. Wow, what a game that was.
bad news, good news. Bad for Inzi because he already used his Warlock and won. Good news for Icicles, he doesn't have to see it again.
That's right. He doesn't have to worry about getting Malagos out of a game again. That was incredible.
Oh man. You know, the funniest part would have been that if he he hits the Malagos, gets it all ready to go, but the Soulfire discards the other Soulfire.
Yeah, that
Right,
would have been,
and that's
that would have been my luck typically.
8 other cards available in hand. Hits a 1 in 8 miraculous discard.
Oh man.
And for our next lineup, it looks like Icicles is going to let his warrior sit on the bench for a second, grab his Demon Hunter. Oh, which is actually still playing Priestess of Fury up against
Interesting.
Inzi. Yeah. I remember some folks were saying that Priestess of Fury was the difference between having a good time against Priest and a bad time against Priest. But with the recent adjustments, I feel like I just haven't seen Priest that much. And it seems like conventional wisdom had come around the other way.
Also running Sigil Runner. Very interesting.
And there's definitely. Oh, wait a minute. This is a Aldraki Warblades. Is this a Highlander Demon Hunter?
Might be.
Oh ho.
I don't know. Also, I would like to give a big shout out to Icicles. If that last game would have happened to me, my computer would have been on the front lawn.
That's right.
With the lawnmower going, yes.
Yeah.
Hey, roommates, I need to rent a wood chipper. It's gonna be running for a while.
We don't have one? Okay, flip over that lawnmower. Let's get going here.
Yeah. Sightless Watcher. This is the name of that card. I thought it was Chaos something. Sightless Watcher. That's the one. That's right, because his on-play line is those without eyes.
Oh my god.
Raging Fellscreamer, Skull of Gul'dan, and Kael'thas. Well, I think if there's one thing we can say with some certainty is that this is either Highlander or OTK. Kael'thas would seem to indicate OTK, but
Yeah, it would.
yeah.
But I don't know. I kind of don't see you running Priestess and OTK.
Right. I am still unsure. Until we see a Zephyrs or a Dragon Queen, I'm going to continue hedging my bets. Time Rip off the top. That's going to be useful for Inzi once, big powerful cards like Kael'thas. Although chances are by the time you see Kael'thas come down, it might be too late.
All right, it is probably OTK.
The double fill or raging fill.
Or no,
Yeah.
this is the Fellscreamer from the Sightless Watcher, right?
Yeah, but he has another one in hand.
Oh, he has another one in hand. Yep, you're absolutely right. So yeah, this is definitely OTK. Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
interesting.
OTK ran double raging Fellscreamer. I wonder if there's one or two Priestesses of Fury.
I didn't know OTK existed after the first week of the expansion, so
Act as your
Right.
The answer is yes.
Apparently so. There's the Twin Slice. Good key part of that OTK.
Yeah, it's a little awkward to have this Crimson Sigil Runner stuck behind this Altruist. We'd
Yeah.
be able to just cycle as aggressively as possible, but Altruist is not a card. Altruist isn't the card that you necessarily combo with Twin Slice and Second Slice as most tempo lists do. In this situation,
Yeah.
you want those slices for specifically Inner Demon, the give your guy +8 attack.
It's kind of kind of awkward that his outcast cards are kind of trapped in between
Yep.
two cards that you don't want to play.
Yeah, that's right. It's got. Oh my gosh. Wait, that Zephyr's the Great just came off a Thought Steal.
Wait.
Okay, so that means
what?
this is. I guess OTK has enough draw that you can play Zephyr's the Great. And
Yeah,
Dragon Queen
I
on
guess.
Draza.
By blood
Yeah.
be born
It's been a roller coaster of emotion. This game has already.
Man, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't see the Zephyrus first. So you would have been convinced it wasn't OTK.
They will never
Yeah.
catch me.
All right. Sigil Runner, the
good draw.
That's a 3-mana Priestess of Fury. That seems all right.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be better if it had 7 health, of course, but you know.
Yeah.
My blades
I also
will
wouldn't mind it
sing.
somehow being discounted to 1, but
Yeah, you know, beggars can't be choosers.
right. And Icicles just gonna go ahead and press the issue here, keep attacking Inzi and believe in his Priestess to just go ahead and take care of that 1/2, which I've had Priestesses miss incredible hits before.
I believe it was a R-Hack clip that got onto Troll them,
Yeah.
where it was a 1 health minion that got missed 6 times.
Oh
It was
yeah.
the 10 mana. It was that
By blood
Eltern or
be born again.
at 10-6.
Oh yeah, the
Oh
imprisoned
yeah,
Antian.
yeah.
Damn. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
maybe he had a Deathwing up and missed totally. An L10 face.
How much damage do we have here?
If we
4,
go ahead and
5,
commit Altruist,
6, 7, 8, 9,
See.
10, 11, 12, I'm counting? I don't know if that's correct.
we're definitely coming in on the possibility of ending this game, and it looks like we see a little bit of recovery in the hand there. Gonna go ahead and mill a Shadow Word Death.
Yeah.
But Lightwell will heal, Renew will heal. The Shadow Madness is not particularly. So what do we see here? Holy Ripple, Embalming Ritual, and Power Infusion. The options.
Probably Holy Ripple?
Yeah, I have to assume that Holy Ripple, just a little Nova, a Nova Light.
Looks like Inzi will agree with me.
Yeah.
Come show blessing.
Booz will remove the weapon for its ability to control the board, and so now we just see Inzi trying to generate a board. There's a Metamorphosis. Wow. So so maybe you're asking if Icicles can deal full damage right now with Metamorphosis here. Can he just start bombing everything face and win over the next 2 or 3 turns maybe?
Looks like he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna rip the Ultras. Oh, nice draw.
Oh, that's a draw right there. Spectral Sight going to allow additional draws and still trigger Altruist. And if one of these is a twin slice or second slice, is not drawing Kael'thas after the slices is a little awkward. But then again, we're clearing the board and dealing so much damage this turn.
Job's done.
I mean, and Metamorphosis is in hand. At any point, Icicles can just go ahead and drop that and start bombing 5 damage fireballs faceways. And what do you
Inzi's-
do if you're Inzi?
Heal.
Yeah.
Quick
I mean,
Leave.
oh, I'm out.
Go ahead and grab all your cards and head into the next game. And so with that, we have ourselves a tie ball game here with Druid Warrior on Icicles' side, Mage Priest on Inzi's side. And I have to assume that this is probably a Highlander Mage. I know that there was I think it was APX Void was kicking around a Tempo Mage a while back,
Yeah,
but I don't know if that one ever gained a bunch of traction.
I don't think it really did.
I think it just turned into a big spell mage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right. There's a sand witch. I have to add like a semicolon in between sand and witch. It's not a it's not a sandwich. It's not a. It's Sandwich Big Spell Mage was making the rounds several weeks ago. And we will see this Galakron Priest have another crack and Spell Druid from Icicles. And we see that crucial Fungal Fortunes and Overgrowth.
Oh my
available.
god.
I'll actually pitch the Fungal Fortunes.
Oh. I don't know if I fully agree with that.
I guess did find some ramp in conjunction with the coin, so he's going to be able to Overgrowth as early as turn 2.
Oh, I
if he
don't
wants to.
I don't think you're doing that now with the Mount Seller pickup.
Yeah, that's a little awkward right now. You know what's funny is it occurs to me that Icicles could really use Fungal Fortunes right now. Wow, both Mount Sellers in hand.
Man, imagine being able to rip a Fungal Fortunes with only one minion in your deck. Seems pretty strong to me.
Yeah, but I guess he did have to pitch away those Fungal Fortunes to be here. This is just going to be a hero power path. Sternly, both players sternly looking across the board at each other. Finds a Crystal Power and a Wrath. Wow.
Oh my. Alright, I feel like you're using probably the coin here to play the Overgrowth.
Yeah, with this much ramp and the possibility of just overflowing the turn after.
Yeah. Oh my.
This is going to be a very early Overgrowth into a very, very early overflow into double Mount Seller. Apotheosis is going to come down on Inzi's Acidic Swamp, who is becoming quite a bit less acidic. Instead, now a healing ooze. Soul of the Forest, the draw. Now, yeah, here comes the Innervate Overflow. Since he has the other Overflow in hand already, going to be able to... Or since he has the other Innervate in hand already, he's going to be able to discard if he needs to. So he is sitting at 10 cards, so if he doesn't want to mill his next draw, he needs to discard something. Innervate comes down. Didn't find any of his crystal powers, so it's just going to burn an Innervate and carry on. Inzi knows what's about to happen. Inzi's just going to play the biggest board presence that he can. And pass again. This ooze has gotten in for over 10 damage over the course of this game, and healed Inzi all the way back to full. Icicle's going to go ahead and address. Not really an elephant in the room so much as an ooze in the room. Gonna go ahead and address that ooze in the room. The amount of draw that this druid is able to generate over the course of a game is amazing. And we see a potentially crucial later on draw for Inzi in the form of that Galakron, and Kronk's all ready to go. Actually, we're just gonna see a tempo Kronk just to get out in front of whatever it is that Icicles is about to do, because he saw some power ramp and some power draw, and then a discarded Innervate. Basically, an Innervate played just so that Icicles wouldn't mill his next draw.
Very kind of awkward here for Icicles.
And actually, maybe we just see a Glowfly Swarm this turn, even though
I feel like we do.
Yeah, Priest has so many different ways. We see the Soul Mirror available, potentially discovered. Holy Novas. I feel like Holy Novas have lost a step and have a lot of times not been necessarily making lists recently. But the possibility of renewing into Holy Novas, or Sethek Veil Weavering into Holy Novas, or just assuming that you might fight against a Druid and hard running Holy Novas, but a lot of times it seems like it's just Breath of the Infinite, which is also available.
I feel like that turn could have been the turn where the game kind of turned around in Inzi's favor. That was such a weak turn for Icicles.
Yeah, I guess just getting ready for a big Glowfly Swarm Soul of the Forest 9-mana combo. Didn't fire that off until both, but that does not... Soul Mirror gives Priest all of those creatures as well. All the Death Rattles still activate.
Plus, if Icicles makes that turn, that play, he's just dead.
That is a great point. That ooze got in for well over 10 damage over the course of its tenure after getting Apotheosis and stuff, and it really just hit while Icicles was doing all kinds of fancy, Cirque du Soleil ramp jumping, drawing, and
Yeah.
everything just got shaved down to 10 health over the course of this game.
Yeah, I feel like Icicles might have waited, a turn too long to start getting onto the board, and that could cost them.
And we see none of those cards that benefit from having 7 mana crystals, Bog Beam and Iron Bark, that can allow you to maybe defend yourself from board pressure. And we might see a Glowfly Swarm into some draw just to try to find a means of survival.
He does have the crystal power in his hand, so he could heal himself for 5 and take himself out of range.
That is true. Just go ahead and heal himself for 5 and... Oh, gonna deal 2.
He's gonna kill it. Okay, I like that better.
Still able to work in the hero power to heal for 1. And
Inzi
chip
needs
away at
5.
that armor. Yeah.
Unfortunately for Priest, they don't have too many good ways to deal 5. But clearing his board, I don't think is too bad either.
Envoy of Lazul going to potentially give Inzi an additional card. Let's see if he can guess which one of these is in the hand. He probably suspects it's not the crystal power, but thought it was Glowfly Swarm.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's some logic there too, is that if you truly have no idea what's in their hand, you just pick whatever is best for you.
That's a good point. Priest a lot of times can have some hand size issues, some hand size management issues, so if you're not interested in a Fungal Fortunes, then don't put yourself in a position where you're stuck with one in your hand. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
There's also the logic that they probably run a lot more minions than the Druid would, so it's not as good in that matter either.
All right, so Icicles trying to stabilize. Inzi has the Soul Mirror board. I guess it's like a board situation. Clears up most of the board, and he's actually going to be able to trigger. Yeah.
Oh my. Desert Hair, I don't think is exactly what he was looking for, but
I guess it has just that threat of becoming a doppelgangster at some point. If Inzi generates lackeys, that generates a witchy lackey that can turn that into a 4-cost card. But you might. That's a lot of work. You could just hit your 7-drop if you want to recycle the health on it.
Oh man, and still for Icicles, no, I think Iron Bark would have been key here.
Yeah, I found both Bog Beams, but could not find any of the Iron Barks. I mean, a 0-mana Iron Bark would allow this, this Ysera Unleash, for example, to have more health and taunt, which could potentially be useful. And Icicles tries to clear out the Mountain Cellar, but accidentally sets himself to less than 0 health. And went out on his own terms.
Yeah.
And with that, Priest has made it through, which means Inzi now has 2 attempts to win with this mage up against the Spell Druid and some type of warrior. What's amazing about warrior right now, like modern warrior, is you get to have, there's those core 20 cards, and then you just get to pick whatever your spin is. You want like eggs and Terran Gorfine? Fine. You want bombs? Fine. You want whatever you want. You want live wire lances? Fine.
Knowledge is power. Come, embrace the chaos.
You can, I believe it was Poet Laureate T.I. who said, you can have whatever you like. And it is going to be the warrior. So warrior, the pick into the mage. Does that mean we can assume that maybe this is bombs again? Because I'm seeing a lot of overlap from our Skritch v Disco series with a Blade Storm in the opening hand.
Yeah. And oh man, the bombs are so good against the mage.
Yeah, if you're expecting a lot of 4th decks to be Highlander mage or Highlander strategies at all, maybe. I mean, if you're planning on banning Hunter, then probably not too worried about Highlander Hunters. Oh, Blastmaster Boom. It is going to be another tempo bomb warrior.
I'm excited.
Yeah, Reno and Tortolan Pilgrim both already available. So we might see some shenanigans.
There's the death one.
Oh, interesting. So Corsair Cache. Here we see one of the things that can sometimes happen where if you Corsair Cache and your weapons are Ankar and Livewire Lance, you always have a turn 3 play. Not a big deal for Icicles in this instance. He has a Bomb Wrangler ready to go. Just, sometimes you get stuck with nothing to do, and you have a buffed up Wrench Caliber, but I have to assume Icicles is fine to just go ahead and play a Bomb Wrangler here, right?
Yeah, I mean, there could be some consideration to saving it for a skipper turn, but with no skipper in sight, I think you're fine to just play it.
Yeah, that is an excellent point. Skipper combos, very powerful. And if he had his Ankar, he might consider just playing that out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I definitely think if it gets the Ankar, that's the play here, but without it, you're fine just playing the 2/3.
Astromancer Solarian, the draw. Pretty much just going to be played for tempo. We don't really need the spell damage, though it does affect the Flame Ward, so who knows? We might see a +1 damage on the Flame Ward if this game, depending on how this game continues. Going to go ahead and set himself crucially below 30 so that Battle Rage is never completely dead.
Yeah. That can be very relevant in games.
Yeah, especially in these games that can sometimes turn really grindy into wars of attrition.
Yeah. And also against, a class like Mage, they're not going to be doing too much early damaging of you.
Very true. Wow, Solarian Prime found already. So
Oh
another
my.
big board effect potentially available. Calico's found as well.
It's turning into a very nice hand for Inzi. He's going to have a very good late game.
Yeah. Wouldn't have mind having this ooze maybe a smidge earlier, but there's going to be plenty of targets for this ooze to potentially run into.
Yeah. Especially when second cash comes down.
Gosh, Ankars are just feeling really bashful when it comes to being Corsair cashed out. But another Wrench Caliber locked and loaded. And as soon as, Icicles is 100% going to attack this turn, just trying to figure out if he's going to use his Wrench Caliber in conjunction with a bomb attack.
There it is.
Hey, there it is. Go ahead and see the bomb nudge used to maximize face damage to the face region there. And now Zephyr's the Great and Dragon Queen Alexstrasza and Reno the Relicologist are disabled. Siamat the draw. Gosh, all Inzi needs is to survive. If Inzi can just make it, obviously this Ice Barrier is going to help, but next turn's the 6-mana turn. He doesn't have a Mana Saber on the board or anything like that.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him. Icicles is going to have the Blastmaster coming down next turn.
Yeah, and I guess the only thing Inzi can really do is Solarian? You just try to Solarian a Blastmaster board? That seems pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, finding something to do on 6 that allows for some continued board development is definitely something you'd like to see.
But I would imagine we just see a Slam Blastmaster here.
There's 3 bombs in the deck, so that's a full grip of bombs. It's turn 7. It's green. This is oh gosh, bombs now getting drawn, dealing additional damage to Inzi, and now has to choose which play. It looks like this is going to be a Solarian Prime. Let's see some fireworks.
Oh no!
His portrait is green. It's a puzzle box off Solarian Prime, so that means, yeah, Inzi got a weapon.
Oh no! My internet cut out.
Okay,
I got kicked from the game. I don't get to see it.
Well, so far, Inzi has added a 9/9 Taunt Divine Shield. He has a 2/2 poisonous weapon. He just cast a Brawl. This is still the second spell that Solarian Prime cast. Is a puzzle box of Yogg-Saron.
Oh my god.
A single Boombot won the Brawl, so now a series of explosions are rattling Inzi in his face. He just took a solid 10 or so from bomb hits. He just Mortal Coiled the last bomb for an additional damage. For some reason, his Dragon Queen Alexstrasza costs 10 right now, which I guess means at some point a Mana Wraith is going to hit the board. He's also stuck with 2 worthless imps and a fist full of 10 cards who's going to mill his next draw. He's down to 9 life. He has an Elemental Allies in play. But there is nothing on the board. That's right. What will you paint upon it, Icicles? Myriad options available to him. anything from just play out a Deathwing to cycle a Battle Rage to bomb wrangle
All
or
right.
risky super stuff.
I'm back now. Unfortunately, if he had one more mana, he could just kill him with Skipper Grom.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I'd throw the Deathwing in.
It is a very large dragon, and anything that Inzi does, you know, Icicles has plenty. Oh, actually, he chooses to develop his Wrench Caliber and just going to go ahead and start swinging more face damage, get more bombs shuffled in there. But if yeah, that's right. If Inzi draws a bomb, it actually gets milled, so he won't take the damage from it this time.
Go get him!
My hand is full.
Oh, mills the Kartut Defender instead.
My hand.
Wait, so why does he always cost 10? I'm guessing you don't take the bomb here.
Yeah, it seems like bomb, unless you really just want to swag your way out of this game.
It looks like Alex got embiggened.
Alex got embiggened. That's what it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
It's a 10-10.
Yeah.
I'll show you who's boss.
And that's gonna be it.
Yep. 9 mana. Risky Skipper Grom is going to be more than enough damage to go ahead and take care of this mage. And once again, my friends, we get to say the finest words in all of competitive Hearthstone. We are going to a game 5.
I love it.
Mage versus Druid. Highlander Mage v Spell Druid.
Lees versus Khadgar. Knowledge is power.
Class is in session.
And gosh, oh, and it looks like Icicles is running that wild growth for both additional Kael'thas activators or exotic mount seller activators, but also in the early game, it's still ramp that gets you into your overgrowths potentially a little bit more efficiently.
Man, could you imagine how good that card would be if it cost 2 mana?
Oh my gosh, there's no way they'd ever print a card like that.
I know, right?
That would be bonkers.
You're out of order.
Yeah, it seems to me that you're out of order. All right, looks like we're probably going to see a series of draw turns and pass turns in conjunction with maybe the odd fireball here and there. Or fire blast, sorry. A fire blast. A fireball is much, much scarier.
Coin, all growth.
This is an interesting conundrum. Yeah, do you want to coin the wild growth, or do you want to hold on to your coin so you can coin out overgrowth on turn 3?
Throw a dart to
Yeah, looks like that is going to be a line. Gonna go ahead and grow some claws real quick. Wallop.
that's the effect.
Yes! Yes, it is! I just walked over to the table and slap!
Each hero power.
Yeah. Oh, actually going to hang on to the coin, maybe as a nod to this mount seller being in hand. And I guess this does ramp directly into a potential early glowfly swarm. I'm interested to see what Icicles does. I'm actually getting stuck now between Icicles and Icicles.
See, I've gotten to the point where I purposely interchange them. I try to say it differently every time I say his name.
I'm doing the same, just less sophisticated because it's by accident. And Frost Nova going to come down, and we see one of the side effects of some of the freeze effects of Mage is, freeze doesn't remove, and so you have to combo it with a Doomsayer or find some additional damage or removal or something. And this is just going to give Icicles a free turn to power up and try to find an overflow or something. Solarian Prime back into the deck. Calicos the draw. At this point, it seems like we can either throw down an Imprisoned Observer or maybe look for some fancy spells. Yeah, fancy spells.
Oh.
Ugly.
I feel like it has to be the polymorph.
Yeah, the polymorph. No way.
Oh,
Now
no.
it goes to tome. I definitely expected it to be either Frostbolt or polymorph, suspecting mostly polymorph, but
Yeah.
I mean, But yeah,
When you're
I
facing
guess-
a deck that has Mount Seller, I don't see how you're.
I supply only the finest creatures.
and it looks like Inzi is going to get a bunch of secrets and the ability to draw. So the ability to draw the secrets that he's hard running, as well as 2 additional secrets. And you know that Netherwind Portal is going to go off at some point. That is a freaking Zixor.
Oh my. Oh my god, that's 2 Zixar Primes.
What is happening?
And a Diving Griffin.
Wow. How is it that Druid has more primes than Mage?
I don't know, man.
And they're hunters. Okay, well, you want to talk about a board control tool that's feeling a little lackluster right now? Might I direct your attention to Reno the Relicologist? It could remove up to 2 creatures. This is tough. I mean, you can throw out the Karta Defender just to try to slow down, but you're not even getting... It's not going to slow this board down very much. No way to remove the Mount Seller. Seems like we're just going to go for a full Christmas tree this turn, maybe. Oh, no, actually going to develop the Imprisoned Observer instead. And just going to go ahead and play out the Ice Barrier. Icicles does have to think about all the different possibilities, all the different myriad possibilities.
Yeah.
But, you know, as
Fortunes first.
I kind of want to attack with the Desert Hare, or the Zixor, the 3/3 Zixor, just to see if it's an attack-based one. Okay. Okay, and actually, so this actually checks specifically for Ice Barrier and wouldn't trigger a Flame Ward, so it could allow Icicles to make additional decisions based on that information. But now that he's seen the Ice Barrier, he's free to just discard Ysera.
Alright. 6, 10, 15.
Sands of
Here.
time run low.
15, and then a Savage Roar, 15, 16,
Yeah, 15 will be.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
that'd be
gonna-
another 10 to 25. Oh, man.
Wow. Soul of the Forest. So now it's going to take a amazing Reno to actually clear this board. This is,
And we're still a few turns off of that.
yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. Mage only has 8 mana this turn.
Yeah.
Calico's not available. Reno the Relicologist might will at best not make the board much worse than it currently is. Ancient Mystery finds a Flame Ward.
Nice.
That'll definitely slow down this next round of aggression. Especially because some of these are created buys. And so now Icicles has to think about, oh no, discovered by. So you can't just rip the Savage Roar.
Trying to figure out if this is lethal here with the Savage Roar. Innervate.
Enter the
Another one.
No taunt there.
So that's 10 plus another 3 is 13 plus another 8. 21. Not quite it. With the Ice Barrier.
Oh, that's right, because there's an Ice Barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How curious.
So we'll probably see one of these 2/2 creatures attack into the. Oh no! Actually, just gonna hope. I mean, if it's not Flame Ward, then this instantly wins the game.
Yeah.
It is Flame Ward, so we're gonna see quite a bit of the power taken off the board. Still lots of face damage though, right? Like Icicles is still putting Inzi in a horrendous position.
I wonder if we can see the second flame, or yet the Soul of the Forest get ripped here. Looks like he did.
Going full pimp my ride. Like, hey dog, I heard you like trees, so I got trees in your trees. When your trees die, you got trees. So even
And
though
we're
this
gonna
is-
see most of these trees die here, but
yeah,
guess who's back?
yeah. And Inzi is gonna need some other form of removal. The Reno the Relicologist is getting closer, and can be comboed with Arcane Breath.
Frost Nova.
Yeah, Frost Nova's looking pretty good. Oh, and actually going to play out the Twilight Drake and the Frost Nova. And you know the Frost Nova will stall again. Inzi
Yeah.
will survive another turn. And finally that Mount Cellar getting removed. So, and Inzi did see the Yisra Unleash get discarded. So the threats are now, well, that Mount Cellar right there. And then Glowfly boards. There's only one more copy of Glowfly Swarm.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is Inzi going to be able to stabilize this game at 7 life? He's not out of the woods yet, but all of a sudden, it's looking a lot more possible.
It is.
You know,
He also has that Cartoot Defender, which could do some serious stalling.
Yeah, Reno the Relicologist is going to actually clear off the entire forest. And that's both Souls of the Forest and a Mount Cellar and quite a few of the cheap spells. We saw lots of Rising Winds, Wraths. We saw Savage Roar come out, an Iron Bark, a Fungal Fortunes, Crystal Power is currently in hand, but gonna need some draw right now. We're actually gonna see it is possible to cycle Overgrowth. That's true.
Yep. Decision time for Icicles here.
Yeah. Do you use this Wrath to try to take something off the board? Do you drop your pretty unimpressive Glowfly Swarm? Do you hero power and pass and hope that you can do something
How
really,
curious.
really cool next turn?
your power of face.
Yeah.
Right, that's right. Do you hero power and walk over and walk past all of his friends and Russian slap this guy?
Something
Sands of time run low.
Icicles does also have the double Zixer Prime too.
That's right. Just waiting in the wings.
Yeah. Which could definitely become relevant. That's another, what, 2 decent sized boards he can make.
Yeah, and they're very wide. So if there is, another copy of Savage Roar, a
Yeah.
6-or Prime would love to be comboed with a Savage Roar.
Gotta come down, I think.
It's either a Cartoot or a Calicos this turn, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think you just slamming Caligos here. You're not under too much danger. It's not like they have chargers or really too many good ways to attack.
Oh, and a
From
Power of
face.
Creation and a Deep Freeze.
And
is gonna
deep freeze and oh man.
all of a sudden, Icicles Spell Druid is not supposed to be this far behind on the board. But now that it's turn 10, Mage is just not going to stop dropping bombs.
Yeah.
And so Icicles has to draw, right? I mean, it seems like you don't want to heal Mage, but you have to draw.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. There's a Zixor Prime.
There's
There's a Savage Roar.
Oh my god.
Let's. How much damage is this? 8.
Plus 9 is 22 with the hero power.
Ooh, that is a lot showing.
Yeah.
And Calicos, you don't know
Contradictions.
what Inzi got off of Calicos just yet. Plus the possibility of any draw from this point forward being Zephyr's the Great. This is a tough turn for
Sands of
Icicles.
time
This-
run low.
Yeah.
I don't know if that Icicles necessarily ever makes it out of this game, but what gives him the best chance of making it out of this game? Looks like he's gonna
Just
draw.
keep drawing. Fog beam to clear that. God, he had this game in his control for so long. Oh, play it. Come on, Inzi. Come on, Inzi. Come on.
Or do it for the fans. Wait, is that what he's doing? No,
Oh,
he's playing
come
a
on. I'm so tempted to DM him and be like,
Oh, see, you could have.
Oh, he could have
he is
two
lethal.
cards.
He missed lethal.
Oh, Reckless Rocketeer would have won the game.
He missed
Really
lethal.
wanted to defend it. Wow. Yeah, that would have been 10 damage. So now this is Icicle's last stand. This is going to have to be an incredible turn.
I feel like you have to go for a Mount Cellar play here.
Seems like it. Just have to go
Mount
super
Cellar?
wide.
I mean, Mount Cellar, you can taunt it. You can taunt the Mount
How
Cellar.
curious.
Yeah, and you have the opportunity to play a couple of cards with this Innervate and 0 mana Iron Bark available. You can. Plus, the Mount Cellar is just a big
Yeah,
Mouseller has a lot of health.
yeah, that would be a 6/11 taunt, which would he would have to trade a lot in to answer this.
So
And you just have to
many
hope you get
contradictions.
something.
Only the finest creatures.
Yeah, this exotic Mountzeller needs to be full of, I'm not even sure, Muklas and Zixors, I guess.
Yeah. Well, what's the the 3/3 taunt? The bear.
My cards are
Oh,
low.
the Iron Fur Grizzly
Yeah.
Bear.
Oh, that works too.
That works. Oh, the Silverback
Silverback
Patriarch.
That works.
Welcome back to the
That's
spotlight.
not it. He needs to hurry here.
Hurry.
Zixor.
Needs to get the taunt down and needs to be able to play the board buff.
I think he got it all. He did.
All right.
I do believe this keeps him alive.
Holy
The amazing Reno.
box it.
So he
Come
just
on, come on. Play the box. Play the box.
do it for the
box.
fans.
Come on, it's even 0 mana, dude.
Poof it. Poof it.
Actually, I mean,
Observe
I feel like a
reflect.
poof.
Protect.
Can
Try to
you?
get- I mean, obviously this is caster vision, but if he poofs it, Zixor just gets slammed. Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes!
Okay, everyone sit back.
Oh,
Okay,
that's not good.
that's not good. That just disabled all of his Highlander cards.
Bleed,
Okay. Air raid.
air raid. That
Lightning
could be
storm.
relevant. Oh man.
Another Zixor Prime. There are 2 Zixor Primes in Icicles deck right now.
On yourself or
Where's it going? Oh no!
Plague of Flames destroys his whole board.
Oh no!
Drag Queen Albatrosses is not live. Drag Queen Albatrosses is not live. It's still
Yeah.
an 8/8. It doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it doesn't matter. It is still an 8/8, which is still
Yeah.
quite
My
strong.
cards are low. How strange.
Man, Icicles is just not going to stop
Oh
throwing
my god.
Zixor.
The last card is next to 6 of 5.
This. I mean, Inzi has been all the way to 22. I feel like you can't Reno just yet, considering you know that 2 more Zixor Primes are coming. I guess you can Rolling Fireball. Or just Ray of Frost Air Raid.
God.
horrible.
Reporting for
Also, I just checked the stream and they're on this game, so this game's been going for quite a while.
Oh no, my trophy card is gone.
They're on this game and the game's at 10 mana already on the stream, so.
Wow. All right. Second of 3 Zixor Primes hits the board.
I think here we're going to see the amazing right now.
Yeah, seems like it's Reno or
Plus.
I guess you could try to Rolling Fireball Ray of Frost again, but nah, let's
No.
move this board.
Alright, and then Icicles is going to slam the Zixor. He will have lethal with the Savage Roar the following turn. It's all going to come down to what the Reno does and what the spell does. And what the top deck is. He does have the Rolling Fireball, so that could clear too.
As well as a Ray of Frost to hold something
Yeah.
in place. Icicles drawing Fatigue now. Dreamway Guardians, worthless imp. It's a
Ooh.
oh,
Yeah, we're going to see the Fireball here.
yeah. Inzi just has to hold everything in place for another couple of turns.
Oh man.
I guess.
Alright, so he'll take 3 fatigue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will be exact. He has to trade to a 1/2 here.
That's a miserable feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh no.
What? I haven't seen the spell yet. Daring Escape?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
What a draw.
Tortolan Pilgrim.
You're in my
What spells are left?
now.
Power of Creation and Ancient Mystery. So that was a
Oh
short,
my God.
That was a short answer.
Wow, that was
What
quick.
shall we hunt?
Yeah.
So what is that? 10, 12, 13 plus 10. He's one off. He's one off.
He has to just go for it, right? Yeah, it's do or die time. Reno Reno has to win this game for
Oh
you.
my
If
god.
you're Icicles,
Icicles is one off.
23 damage.
Oh my
Inzi
god.
is down to 1 hit point. If Reno deals 1 damage to his own face,
Here it
which
is.
is certainly not impossible.
What is it?
You have legendary skill, my friend.
A soul fire.
Oh,
Oh,
oh my god.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, you guys.
So much adrenaline. Crazy, I'm not even playing.
That was
Oh my.
Let's just think about the number of different classes we got to see represented in there. Hunter legendary, paladin spells, warlock spells, mage and druid spells. 3 Zixors off of exotic mount seller procs. We saw a warrior, there was a brawl in there as well. That was a game.
Yeah, anybody get Inzi?
Oh my.
I've been stricken blind by that game. All I can see is replays of that game in my mind. And
I do not have him as a friend. I can try adding him though.
Yeah, just added them.
Oh, okay. All right. Sweet.
and with that, that's a pretty important win for the good luck Albatrosses versus Chaos Theory here in the Red Division, here in the Red Conference of Legacy. The that puts them with a winning record going into the Desharmo versus is it F Sirachi? I feel like I've never gotten his name right correctly a single time. F Saurus? Thesaurus. And so now, Desharmo can either make this a really big points week. Oh.
Inzi.
Hello. Hello? 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 There we go. Congratulations.
Sometimes you get lucky. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sorry. I think we're all kind of at a loss for words right now.
I thought I lost the series the second I saw the bench caliber because there's nothing my decks could do against Bomb Warrior.
No.
Bomb Warrior versus Questlock is the second highest win rate I've ever seen on a just replay over a significant sample size. The only one that beats it was old Mana War Mage versus Quest, and that was 93. Last time I checked, Bomb Warrior versus Questlock is at 88% favorable.
I mean, based on how that game was going and what we were talking about right up until the very second you won that game.
Yeah. And the entire plan with the lineup was to sweep the Warrior, and but it doesn't sweep Bomb Warrior.
Well, fortunately, it seems like it did pretty well against Spell Druid and did still find a win against the Warrior. Just that's why we play out the games, right? So you get the chance to beat the odds.
Malagos is always on top if you believe hard enough.
That's right.
Yeah, we were
I think the
flabbergasted
weirdest
there.
part, but the hardest part of that entire series was the turn that I had to box in Game 5, probably. Because that spot, I knew that was his. I knew he had one Glow 5 Swarm that was pretty empty for the last push. He had another Savage Roar, which I actually forgot later on because I, looking at his last cards, I deduced that I thought his final 2 cards were Overflow, Moonfire, but he ran 1 Moonfire and 2 Savage Roars. But I don't know what I was supposed to do that turn, so I just played the box. And up until like the final second, I was good. If it didn't do enough, I was gonna Reno though. Other than that, I don't know. The other games kind of played out themselves.
Yeah. And you still managed to make everything super spectacular though, like that Mage versus Warrior, for example, whereas Solarian Prime managed to cast a puzzle box as well. over the course of its tenure. Like that was this series did not want for spectacle. That is for sure.
You know, one thing I noticed and I was thinking about as I queued into the Druid game is Mage really sucks in the meta right now. Because like if the warrior knows what they're doing, it's an unfavorable. It loses to Demon Hunter. It beats Priest, and Warlock, and it loses to Warlock. So its only good matchup is like Priest. So like I don't think bringing Mage is a good idea anymore. So I thought I was gonna get swept on the Mage.
And it came right down to it. That was
Soulfire, Soulfire was always going towards my face. I thought.
Yeah. Well, we were also commenting on the turn where you did the power of creation after you did the Kartut, and you got the 2 charge minions.
Yeah, my thought process with that is, man, there's like 56 drops, or like 40, or like 20, whatever.
Yep.
I'd rather have a Kartut over every minion that isn't Reckless Rocketeer.
Yeah.
And I just happened to pull Reckless Rocketeer, so.
Yeah, well, it's funny because you got that, but you also got Kartut, which is like another.
I also got Kartut, so I literally just useless. But like over every minion that wasn't Reckless Rocketeer, and I guess Kartut, I think it was better to play the Kartut first. Because I wasn't sure at that point if he because some of those lists run swipe, so I could have died to swipe stuff if I didn't do the Kartut over a few turns. I knew he didn't have it right now, but he could draw it.
Yeah, like I definitely agree with you. It's just, man, that it really had it out for you there.
I don't think I was supposed to win that game.
Bad. It was very back and forth because it looked like you were out of it there, and then you managed to stabilize, and then he was able to.
Then I had the box.
Yeah, and then man, that was just very well played by both of you. Honestly.
All right, so I'm 4-0.
Nice.
Yeah. I need to win. I think 3 more. I need to win overtake Lotus Knight for the 1 seed. That's the only goal this season.
So to take that number 1 spot. And that's also a really big win for the Good Luck Albatrosses in the series against Chaos Theory. Without, obviously, don't want to reveal any technology or anything, but how are you feeling about Ducharmeau versus Srirachi?
Pretty good. It's going to be a 3-0.
Oh.
Honestly, we should have, swept the entire series, but that's okay. I honestly don't expect to lose many games as a team for the rest of the entire season. I think we're going to win out.
Yeah, you guys definitely do have a very strong roster.
Apparently, the turn I played box, I had lethal.
Did you?
I don't know. That's what I'm being told. Apparently, I had lethal on board. I didn't even count. I was too worried of like, okay, he's got like 3 taunts. I probably don't have lethal. There's probably a really complex lethal, or I can take my time and figure out how to deal with the board and survive if I don't have lethal. So I just figured out how to survive if I don't have lethal. And it didn't even count. I'll have to go back to it.
Yeah, there were some very complex board states in that last game. So just some things with death rattles, some things with healing effects.
Yeah.
Very fun to. Thanks for making.
Yeah, definitely.
Malgo's Quest Warlock's the best deck in the game. I gotta go to bed. Good night.
Good night.
And he's out of here.
Man, that's the way to end the show right there.
All right.
And
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that's gonna do it for us this evening. Saku, what can the audience look forward to
Oh man,
in the coming days?
there's so much coming. What do we have? So we have in Team Hearth Legends here, so THL, we have Monday nights. We have at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have Wild and Out, which goes over all the Wild series itself, plus some decks that some of the boys like to talk about, boys and girls, I should say. That's hosted by Base Inc. Gosh, I have a brain fart here. It's me, Mike V, who I call Marty Brody, aka NHL New Jersey Fan 1, I think. Then there's Memnarch as well, that's also hosting. Then we have the Saloon with Big Ted, Sage, and Ron Mexico. Don't know if you guys have a special guest this week, but
we're still working on it. That's to be announced.
okay. So that's also at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we have Hearth Center with Lotus Knight and Donde, 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we have the long-running Tavern Talk Show, which is hosted by Ducharmo, Dano, and I think J.R. Juggerlaw is now the newer host. Not sure what their guest is. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we have our regular match shows, which is Friday Night Fights with various artists, i.e. DollaBilz, The Big Ted, Myanodon, Silver Fox, T Demon, whatever other names he's got all in this long. And myself and Brushy Tuna. And then we have Schoolstone, which could be Saturday or Sunday or both, with great hosts of Lotus Knight and Base Inc. That's usually starting at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Salty Saturday is done by Donde and Dano at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the last one is Sunday Showdown, which has a various amount of great casters, such as what we have on tonight. So yeah, at 8 p.m. typically. But tonight we started at 9 p.m.
So if you are hungry for Hearthstone, go no further.
We are full tilt.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Any last
man,
words for you guys?
Yeah, gosh, after that last game, I feel like I need like a cigarette or something.
Honestly.
I'm having a hard time even putting sentences together.
Yeah, that was just. It's funny, that series started out with the top deck Malagos and ended with that. That was just. Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Legit.
Well, like you were saying, I don't know what to say. There's just there's no words to describe what just happened.
It was an entire series of. You could do an entire highlight reel just off of that series of all the different things that can happen in the game.
Yeah.
Scam Mage is what it's called. Scam Mage.
Right.
So.
But there might be another person angling for that throne after that Malagos Warlock pulling victory from the absolute jaws of defeat. He was super dead, right? Like he was
to rights.
No double backs. He's 100% dead if he didn't.
Oh hey, a zero cost mana, Malagos. Bam bam. 18
Went
face
from-
and yep.
Amazing.
That
And
was
I
that.
mean there was some other games in there also, right? Priest Demon Hunter, Priest
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some giddy up and go
Oh,
there. So.
man.
But that about wraps it up for tonight. Stay tuned for our shows like we just mentioned earlier. And DollaBilz, want to shout out your show, your Twitch stream?
Oh yeah, if you'd like to watch me play Hearthstone at a much lower level, I'm DollaBilz Nation on Twitch. We can hang out and talk cards and stuff. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, you'll come into the chat and Saku will be there. And those are the great days.
Ted, do you get a Twitter or a channel yourself?
No, I don't. I again, that's something I would like to focus on in the future, but right now I'm putting all my time into THL content.
Sure. All right. So, on behalf of everybody, have a great night. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Bye.